Hello there, my name is Simon Chege from Lines Photography and Learning with Lines, and welcome to my frequency separation masterclass. In this particular course, I'm going to be taking you from the basics of FS all the way to the pro level and the advanced stuff of frequency separation. The aim of this particular course is to, number one, I want to introduce frequency separation to someone who has never done FS before and take them from the basics all the way to the pro levels, and also for someone who has been doing FS for some time but with some gaps in their knowledge, I want to fill those gaps using this particular course. So I'm going to be sharing with you guys a very intense course. It's very detailed, a bit long, because I always say it's we live in a world where we want everything to be served fast and very brief. So you want 1 minute videos, we want three minute reads, but sometimes for the sake of passing knowledge the right way, I always insist as mwalimu, there's some things that I cannot condense down too much. Okay, so I'd rather do a nice detailed course that whoever wants to get the course can get whatever they want from the course, than condense it down to something short for the sake of just doing something that is going to be convenient but not impactful enough. Okay, so what I have coming up is going to be very impactful and very detailed. Like I said, I have I have a 26 part series coming in this masterclass, and I'm going to do a bit of introduction into that particular series today, and also share with you guys the inspiration. So before we go any further, let me just give you guys context. My name is Simon Chege. Many of you know me as Simon Lines, or also as Walimu. I run a photography business, Lines Photography. I've been taking photos actively and professionally for the last 9 years, since 2016. And out of those 9 years, I've been teaching photography for the last 7. And out of those 7, I've been teaching frequency separation for the 7 of them. Okay, so when I got into teaching photography, it was just a part-time thing and me just making content, but it has developed into something that is, I can almost say is almost a job for me, because apart from just sharing for the sake of sharing, I also get commissioned to do personal classes, private classes, group classes, to do workshops, to do master classes. I also get contract jobs sometimes from CBOs and other organizations to teach photography in the establishments. So when you hear me being called Mwalimu, or me referring myself to as Mwalimu, there's a reason for that, and I have a good number of people behind me. You can say that I've taught them 1, 2, 3. So with that background in mind, I want to share with you guys my very updated frequency separation masterclass, and what is going to be different this time around, courtesy of something I've been doing with Bright Consulting. For every video course that I'm going to be making, I'm also going to be making a corresponding ebook to accompany the video course. And true to that, I have an ebook for this particular course, and I'm going to be using the ebook to share with you guys what I have coming up in the form in terms of the content of the course. Okay, so the course is going to be, I'm going to be sharing the course at a go. So that means once the first video is out, all the other videos are going to be out for your watching, and the document will also be available for downloading and sharing from various platforms that I'm going to tell you guys. So what we have coming up in this particular course, I'm going to start from the basics, and I'm going to start with a bit of sharing samples that I've used frequency separation to retouch, just to give an idea of what FS can do for you. I think that is very necessary. So once we share a few samples, after we are done with the samples, we are going to get into the subject matter. But before we get into the actual process of retouching using frequency separation, I want to do a bit of a foundation segment of the course where I talk about the things that you're supposed to get right before you get to retouching, for you to have a better experience and a better outcome as a retoucher. Okay, so here I'm going to talk about things that you need to get right before you get to editing. Things like shooting properly, setting up your editing space in terms of displays, computer specifications. I'm also going to talk about input devices like a mouse and your keyboard and your graphic tablet, and also talk about sitting position, how to avoid backache in case you're going to be doing a lot of retouch, because you're going to be spending a lot of time at your desk like I am here, and you need to take care of your back, because your back really matters. So after you're done with that, you're going to get into the actual course, and the first step is going to be just sharing about the theory of frequency separation, just making sense of what is the separation, what are the frequencies, where are the frequencies, why is the color the low frequency, and why is the texture the high frequency, and things like that. After you're done with making sense of the theory of frequency separation, we are going to get to the process of separating. And in the process of separating, you're going to pay a lot of focus to the radius that we use to separate our image, because the radius that we use is going to make or break our separation. So once we use a wrong radius, even if the rest of the process is good, our separation is going to be as good as useless. Okay, after you're done separating, I'm going to teach you how to mix skin, and I'm going to spend a lot of time on mixing, maybe do 3 or 4 videos, because mixing is what really matters most. You can separate using an action, but no action can mix your image for you. So you need to really get your mixing right. After mixing, we are going to go and tackle the cloning of the texture layer. After cloning the texture layer, we are going to summarize on the mixing and the cloning, then go to the next part, which is editing our image after a face is done. Because after we're done with the face, we have to do maybe light correction, color correction, and save our image. And then after finishing on the image, I'm going to do a small segment about sharing your images, how to use WhatsApp the right way, how to use Google Drive, and maybe Pixieset. After I'm done with that, I'm going to maybe talk about a few myths about frequency separation. Can you use a face on male skin? Can you use a face on babies, on newborns, or on older people, and things like that? Then I'm going to talk about a few mistakes to avoid when you're doing frequency separation, the mistakes that can make frequency separation not very useful for you or a bit difficult to do. Then after that, I'm going to do the last part of the course, which is creating an action for your FS, because after you're done with the course, I want you to spend a lot of time mixing your images, not separating them. So I'm going to teach you how to make an action for your separation, and using that particular action, you can do your separation and go right to mixing. So it's going to be a very nice course, and like I said, I'm going to be sharing the course at one time. So once I share the videos, all the videos are going to be ready to be watched on YouTube, on TikTok, on Facebook, and then I'm going to be having the document ready for download. The first place I'm going to be sharing it is my WhatsApp group, Learning with Lines. Then I'm going to maybe forward it to a few other platforms, and I'm also going to have the same document and the course available in my profile at brightacademy.com. So that was the essence of this particular video, just introducing the course and sharing with you guys what lies ahead. So I'm going to also give a number of resources. Number one, I'm going to give some sample images that you can use to practice and edit. Then I'm also going to share some retouched samples that you can use as a benchmark to evaluate the progress you're making. Then I'm also going to share my actions with you guys at the end of the course, so that you can, in case you want to share my actions that I'm going to be having for separating images, and a bonus action for whitening of teeth and eyes. I'm going to share those 3 resources. Okay, so images to edit, images to benchmark your editing with, and also, what was the last thing? Actions to do your frequency separation with and save time and practice and spend all your energy and your time mixing. So that is the end of this particular video. See you guys in the next part as I talk about frequency separation and share a few sample works that I've edited over the years using frequency separation, just to cement the fact that frequency separation is a nice skin editing technique if you do it right, and I'll teach you how to do it right over this masterclass. So karibu sana, and see you in the next video.